Good morning, friends. It is Monday morning, meaning it's time for some Motivational Monday. My name is Christopher Donnell, the pastor here at Urbana United Methodist Church, and praying that your week is starting off great. Regardless of how last week went, it's a new opportunity for a new experience, a new encounter, and to always learn something along the way. I was recently thinking about during this generation series, and we've been talking about boomers and millennials and Gen X, and next week we'll talk about silent generation, and just we think about life and how blessed we are to have it, and at some points it seems like it's a really long, big life, a big timeline, but as you get older it almost seems shorter each day and that it goes quicker. And I think that there's a reality there. Life gets more precious day by day as you go, and that really life is short. I mean, even if we all live to be 100 years old, we think that's such a long time. But it really, in the grand scheme of the time that we've had on Earth as humanity and beyond into eternity, is really, really short. And I've just been thinking about my parents and my father-in-law who is beating cancer right now, and talking to our older saints in our congregation, and just the different needs and desires they have. It goes by really fast. Even looking at my own kids, how quickly they change, and it seems like just yesterday they were babies, and I can remember just yesterday it feels like I was a little kid, and yet we're here. Not that I'm old, but maybe I am in the grand scheme of things. But I was thinking about, what does Jesus have to say about the preciousness of the short bit of life we have? What does the Bible say? What does Scripture say us? What does our tradition tell us to lean into? And in James chapter 4 verses 14, it says, why you do not even know what will happen tomorrow? What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. James is just reminding us that we are just a short mist for a while, and really just to take care of each other, the church, the world, to encourage each other, to love each other, to remind each other of the hope we have. And that hope is John 11:25. I am the resurrection and the life. This is Jesus speaking. The one who believes in me will live even though they die, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. And that's got to be our hope. There has to be a promise that we stand on, and that promise is the resurrection. Jesus is the resurrection. We are resurrected people because of Jesus, and resurrection means there's always a new day coming. And so I pray that as we have this reality of life is short, the days are short, we're not promised tomorrow, but we are promised resurrection in Jesus. And so I pray that as you go through this week that you would care for those around you. Be intentional. Listen. Have eyes to see and ears to hear how you can share the good news of Jesus around you. Praying you have a blessed week, and see you next time.